Yo, yo, yo. Reminisce, 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 man. Carrying the tradition of saying Kofa, man, because we got to go back and collect what has been forgotten. This is the Reminisce Show, man. I go by Logic, and I'm here with my brother.
I'm Ben the Supreme in the cut. What's up?
That's right, man. We do this every Tuesday, man, 7 p.m. live Eastern time, discussing hip hop culture and the things that's happening within our city, man. And there's definitely a lot going on, man. From Wu-Tang last night, Drake's out in the UK doing his thing, man. We're hearing about new Public Enemy releases, the clips dropped in the album, Caravana's around the corner. Oh my gosh, there's so much happening. Let's get it, man.
The culture is eating. We eating.
It is, man. There's a lot going on, man. A lot going on.
This is good. It
So,
feels like there's an improvement in purpose and meaning and content and artistry from 6 months ago. There's actually something else popping off that I want to throw in there. I don't know if you got an eye on it, but we'll get to it in a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah. There's a bit of the beef brewing up. Part of what Drake is doing between the UK and United States. And it's
whoa. What do you mean? I thought we were done with the beefs. What is happening with the beef? What is going on, man?
and it's like, as long as people keep it respectful and on a competitive hip hop level, it'll be like,
Right.
it's more braggadocio than beef, and I'm cool with that. So we'll just jump in with the Drake thing because it is, Drake had an appearance this, what was it, the Wireless Festival?
Festival. Yeah. In the UK there,
So
yeah.
Drake did some pretty epic stuff this weekend where he did a 3-day run in the UK with 3 different concerts over 3 different nights with 3 different set lists. And he had Sexy Red come out one time. He had Central C come out. He had Vibes Cartel come out. So he's just doing his thing, promoting a new album. What up? Doing the damn thing. But one of the moments was when he decided to say, it's
What
a
did he
lot of
say?
controversy. He was like, yo, the way he said it was, yo, I feel like the UK rappers are best rappers in the world. And he said that he's trying to rhyme as good as UK rappers. So Drake was saying that. And
Yeah, like, okay, we've been to a lot of concerts, and to me, like, every artist does something like that, says something that's, like, geared towards affirming whatever city that they're in. They got the best this, the best women, the best whatever, the livest crowd on the tour, and you know what I mean. They always got to do those elements, but I think it's what makes things provocative and just keeps the conversations going, and it's one of those comments that people are 100% going to have an opinion on, and people are going to be discussing it. And it's cool because Drake is in the UK right now. That's putting like another spotlight on, and we got to give the boy credit for that. He does put spotlights on whatever communities he's connected to in that moment. And hopefully it might bring some attention to some of the local artists, and people can get inquisitive to be like, what does he mean about this lyricist? And then people will come up with their videos and whatnot. So it's great though. But every time I hear those kinds of things, I'm just like, this guy's just whispering just sweet nothings, you know what I'm saying, in people's ears and whatnot. That's really what it is to me.
and I mean, I'm just gonna say that I feel like Canadian MCs are some of the best in the world. But it's a hilarious thing because everywhere has got some pretty dope rappers. I mean, every country. I'm not gonna say every city, but everybody has decent contributors to hip hop culture. And I'm not necessarily saying every country. I mean, I'm just gonna say most of the English-speaking countries have had a rapper or two that has brought some super jewels to a degree. So, I'm saying all this to say what Drake has said has already started off a clash where a lot of UK rappers have been like, yes, we have been getting slept on from time, and it's true. There's a lot of not a lot of their rappers have done well in North America, and there's never really been like a UK rap invasion to a degree. It's always been like one little rapper here, one little rapper, not a whole bunch. So there's already been a beef that popped off, and I've already heard two of the songs. So
This
Skepta,
is
you know
okay,
Skepta, yeah,
of course.
Skepta was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, man, Drake's kind of right. Fuck a lot of you U.S. rappers, yo. So Skepta dropped a diss song where he was dissing.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I heard it a couple days ago. He's dissing a lot of UK, U.S. rappers, and he fired the first shot. What was it? I think it was called Warning Shots. I think the song was actually called Warning Shots. And just today, I heard the response from Joyner Lucas, who's responding for the U.S. And yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
so yeah, there's actually like a
Okay.
U.S. versus U.K. like Drake
You know,
inspired.
from it's so interesting, like from like an art of war perspective, because I look at Jersey being from Canada in the UK, Canada, like, we have a bit of like the Commonwealth energy going on, like our passports pledge allegiance to the king and whatnot. Like it's a strategic alliance, just what has been happening culturally for him, just being turned down or backstabbed by a lot of his American friends that he's supported over time, and everybody knows that. Like there has been a lot that he's contributed and feeling, betrayed in many aspects in that. So to move over to a line where it's like, like my enemy's enemy is my friend or something kind of vibe is it's interesting. Like I said, like Jersey knows how to pivot, knows how to maneuver in certain spaces, and I knew that he'd always be okay, man. He's always going to be okay in this. But hey, hopefully everything just stays entertainment, because this is something that I stress all the time, is that this is all entertainment. Sometimes we listen to the music and what's happening with the conflicts and we personalize it. We take it on as if like we know these people and we're invested in their lives like that. It's like, no, this is entertainment. So unfortunately, sometimes in the midst of entertainment, real things happen. So hopefully nothing like that happens and it just stays like that. And we're good though. But it gets a little tricky, man. Like, why is this beef culture the way that we keep attention? I'd be impressed
Yeah,
to see other artists investing money in other ways, so in
yeah. I
time.
mean, it's not. I mean, I'll have a drop of pushback on that, just respectfully. I mean,
Yeah,
there's there is a very much an entertainment aspect to it, but at the same time, like it can be very real.
yeah,
It can be as real, like there has been life and death in the music industry, and it can be as real as politics or religion or culture
yeah.
or health or statistics or war. And so like it can like people can get that real, and real people have been hurt over the music, but at the same time, like it should be non-violent, it should be entertainment, it should be peaceful, it should be civilized. Like
Fire.
and like you can disagree with cats, you'd be like, hey, fuck your position on whatever, like, but that doesn't mean like this is music, like this isn't actual like Ukraine versus Russia. Like it doesn't you don't have the right to drop bombs on people because
Yeah,
you just
yeah, yeah.
so like yeah, there there's yeah, entertainment can get real, but we should be civilized. This is professional. So
Indeed.
like so yeah, I'm with you. Like it's kind of interesting how it's cool. Like I see, I understand how I'm like Canada isn't really that much different from the UK as far as like I'm a rapper. Like we're rappers. We before Drake, we were totally getting slept on. So I understand why the UK dudes right now are like, hell yeah, I'm gonna ride with Drake, and like this idea that US, I mean, I the Drake didn't say it. I don't agree with the way he says it. Like I would say that UK rappers are definitely slept on and are better
Mm.
than most people think, but I don't think they're like I don't think the best in the world are in the UK. I would still generally say most of the best in the world are from America, but there are some Canadian MCs that I think are amongst the best in the world, like Shad K and a couple other cats.
Y- You know, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like for me, like it's always a subjective thing, and me personally, as just like a fan of hip hop, as a fan of the culture, It really depends on like my mood, the time of the day, and like what era or something. You know what I mean? That we're listening to. Like, there's so many factors that go into like what I may feel or who I may feel is, the best in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much variables that go into like that decision. So I always see these topics as just like an engagement tool, a way for
Yeah.
people to like share their perspectives and whatnot. And like I said, like in the context of Drake being in the UK and putting out something like that, like stirs some type of energy, which will also like deflect from, the long extended marathon beef and whatever, and moving it into another like direction or whatever. It's a good way of just like alchemizing the energy and just like shifting it in another space and whatnot. So, but yeah, it's all good, man. Like I'm just excited to see what the future is with the new albums and the other rollouts and what OVO Fest is going to look like, because I know that it's going to be something big and powerful. Vibes Cartel is 100% part of OVO Fest. Like I already called it from time. I know many people called it because I'm like, what else can be done? But it's going to be interesting to see if there's any other like American artists to be there, or whoever, who are the alliances, what I mean, that are still standing, because I know that there's a lot of people, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. We're here for it, man. We're here for it.
I agree.
Word, man. But we can build on the Wu-Tang show. Yo, man, we were there, man, last night. It was definitely a family affair. Beautiful energy. Before we get into like, just because I mean, you got some stories about going backstage and meeting RZA, and we're gonna get into that. There was like a beautiful moment that I saw, which is a young artist by the name of Cairo Snow, young artist from Toronto, 12 years old, and I believe he's with the Supreme Beam unit and a few other guys. Shout out to the man out in Scarborough, and we're building with the young youth. And this young guy had the opportunity to go on stage with Wu-Tang. He got called on stage, man. Wu-Tang said they're for the kids, and they really showed and proved that, and brought my young boy on stage. I want to play a little clip, from this energy, and just I want y'all to take in his aura, his energy. Like, this young man was like meant to be on stage. It's almost like he was ready to be like the 10th member of Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to be added on, and represent. Like, he just was ready for that moment. I call him Mind Bender Mini, Mini Mind Bender. Okay. I mean, he just kind of looks like a 12-year-old mind bender, even with the headphones and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, who is this kid, yo?
I'm not gonna front. I'm not even gonna front. I was in the 100 section. Shout out to Susie and Ason and Russell and everybody I was with, and even Too Rude. I was with Too Rude, man. So
I thought really there, yeah, peace.
And I am not gonna front. I saw myself in that kid. I was so happy for him. I could really relate. I've had moments like that. I mean, that was a very special moment at a very special concert. I've never been pulled up on a stage at the ACC, but I put up on stages at other places, and that, some people kind of shrink from the light. Some people mess up the lyrics. Some people kind of do something silly. Like, there's a bunch of different ways that you can kind of take that moment. But some people go in there and dive into the music and then like amplify what the artist is doing and really show that they're a real music lover. They're not there for the fame of the moment or like get an internet selfie or to like, I don't know, just be silly or goofy or this kid was a spectacular representation of just a true music lover. And
yo, push him to the front. Come over here a little bit. Listen, come over here. Fuck that. Can we help this young man on stage? Security, can I help this young man on stage? Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up. We gonna show
change for the kids.
Get that positive energy. Bring him up. Come on, bring him up. Help him up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You got it. Okay. We're going to show some positive energy, all right? So when I jump, you jump. When I jump, you jump.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
You jump. When I jump, you jump. You ready to jump? All right, let's
Come
go.
on. Mini mind bender.
all right, my back, kid. Hell yeah, man. Yes, yes, that. No, I lost that when he started doing that one. Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do one more exercise, okay? This next exercise.
Just a quick snippet there, man. A little sample.
So good.
Yeah, man. So that was live, man, from last night. Little 1-2 clip. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that was at the highlight of the evening. I've seen Wu-Tang perform at least 5 times. At least 5 times. I mean, different artists individually. Let's just say about 10 times. You know, in total. I've seen RZA solo. You know, Ghostface a couple times, Raekwon a couple times, Met the Man a couple times. You know, so. It was definitely a great vibe, but that was definitely a highlight, you know, the involvement of the young generation. And something I'll add, and what I was thinking to myself is just the act of bringing the youth on stage. Like that is to me a lost element, you know, in hip hop, at least, you know, in terms of visibly, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see like the engagement of youth. Well, first of all, a young person being at a hip hop show and then creating an environment where this young person can be on stage and celebrated as this like intergenerational type of connection, right? Because Wu-Tang, they're, you know, they started off asking like, yo, if you're born in the 1960s and 70s, make some noise. If you're born in the 80s, born in the 90s, the 2000s. So it's literally like an intergenerational vibe. And to center around the children, Wu-Tang's for the children, which is a very, you know, 5%er type of you know, philosophy and teaching. It was just great to see visibly, you know, for this young person to be set. Like it's like bringing this young person into the cipher and then them just being like celebrated as that, you know. And then I hope this young person goes off and runs with that energy. But again, like those elements of hip hop, I'm always, you know, it always warms my heart when I see it. It's like, yes, we have not forgotten about community. It's great to have our status and the riches and the fame and fortune, man, but the element of community, like we cannot lose sight of that. So I was just happy for that.
You are absolutely right. That is the core of these things because, like, RZA just gave that kid 20 years of inspiration and memories and hope and joy and like that. I literally like, hell, I could be still continuing my career from when I dapped up Flavor Flav when I was 11 years old. Straight up, it was my first concert, and you never forget those. I mean, I didn't even get pulled on stage. Like I literally, they pulled us to the front row of the show just so we could watch the Public Enemy show at the front row. But like to get pulled up on stage and performing 3 songs, like that kid is just, he's gonna be saying Wu-Tang forever for the rest of his life. But also like, yeah, man, just as you said, the community aspect. It not every show really cares about kids like that, and actually like, you know, the swearing is funny, but you know, it's the wisdom, man. You know, it's so funny. Like I'm saying all this to say, man, there was another. I told you a story about when I linked up with RZA backstage, but I also linked up with Young Dirty Bastard.
Okay, let's talk about that. So how where did that happen? Like was that already in your seating? Because like you were in the 100 level, I was also in the 100 level. Like where did this happen?
At the end of the show,
Yeah.
sorry, what? Oh, sorry, hold on. Sorry. My
You good to
damn,
go?
yeah, one of my podcasts. I was watching the Cypress Hill podcast, and then it just had some weird vocal thing that clipped in.
Oh.
So okay, so the show had just ended. I was trying to like think about going backstage or whatever, and it hadn't happened yet. We literally were just had left our seats, and we're standing in the kind of aisle part where the right where you get in, where you know you go through the metal detectors, and then you're like
Yeah.
standing in that lobby area.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there. I'm there with Susie and Too Rude and Ason and we're just standing there, and people are kind of just talking to each other, whatever. Somebody went to the washroom, and then I just see somebody in a Superman jersey walk by, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, that's fucking Young Dirty Bastard." He's just walking by in the regular part of the thing, but like nobody had noticed him. So I was like, and in my brain, I'm like, I just saw the show with Ason, ODB's fourth son.
Right.
There goes his first son. And I was like, I turned to Ason. I'm like, Ason, fuck, there's YDB. And he's like, what? And I was like, you guys. So I literally I ran over and I got YDB and I was like, yo, Ason's right here. And he's like, what? And I brought them together. And yo, like,
look at that. Come on.
gotta like I took a whole bunch of pictures with them, and like yeah man, there was a bunch of other people walking around, so I didn't say too much, but I was just like with ODB's sons, and
Crazy, man.
it was
Crazy.
fantastic. It was
That's
fantastic.
proper, man. So once you build on you meeting or connecting with RZA backstage, now, I mean, this is kind of like insider information, man, but you didn't have any like wristbands. So you tapped into the lost element of hip hop, which I call like, finesse, make it happen, doing the knowledge, like whatever you want to call it, where you reach into the ethers and move mountains. Okay. So let's bring it down, man. Let's spark one up for the story, man. It's story time.
Oh, this is the second closest, if not closest, I flew to the sun, I'll have to say. And like
Okay, let's go.
I was
Walk us
off
through
my
it, man.
game.
Walk us through it.
Yeah, I was off my game because I was flying so high. Like I didn't even make the most of it because I was a little
All
too
right.
scared. And like, yeah, I woke up today with a lot of lessons in my head. But okay, so I left Young Dirty Bastard and said peace to Ason or whatever. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to the tour bus. So go to the tour bus, waiting around. It's a school tour bus. It says Wu-Tang is for the children on it. It's black and that's written in yellow. Perfect Killer Bee energy. So I was thinking, like last time I was here, I was with Ason and Susie, and we had wristbands and we had backstage passes, but we didn't get backstage passes this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I want to still try. I'm like, if this is the last Wu-Tang show, I want to try to link up with them.
Gotta make it happen, yo.
Try. So I just remembered where I walked, and I actually saw somebody. Shout out, super eternal shout out to Will Strickland. So I see Will Strickland, and I was like, yo, hey Will, what's good? And he's like, yo, what up? He gives me daps and whatever. So he's with about 4 or 5 people, and I just started rolling with them. They all had wristbands. They had like, Will is actually shouted out on actually fucking Mystery of Chess Boxing.
Right.
So like he goes back to like 1993 with Wu-Tang Clan. And so they just start walking through. I'm walking with them, and my eyes are just looking straight ahead. I'm just walking like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. I'm like, I'm supposed to be here too. Don't stop me. Don't talk to me. I'm just walking with purpose and hip hop energy in me. Walk past like 4 or 5 different security guards. I'm just like, I'm like, I'm not even gonna let you try to talk to me. I'm just
get it.
I'm just keep going. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going or what's happening. I'm just in the caverns of the ACC. Shit is crazy. We're walking, and then we're like, I see people with carts and rigs and whatever. We're like in the guts of the thing, and then I see You God walk past, and he's like wearing a black jacket and whatever. He was by himself, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, fuck, there's You God. I want to, but like we weren't in any room. It was just in this random thing. I'm like, if I stop here, then like I'm stranded, and I might, if somebody asks me, then I'm like, I got nothing. And like You God's even leaving. I was like, fuck, I wanna talk to him for a sec, but like fuck. So like walk past You God. So then we keep walking, and we're going to this room. past two more guards. I'm just keep walking. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know where I'm going. I have nothing.
Yeah.
We get to a room, and then Riz is in there, Ghostface is in there, Ghost from Power Universe, Omari Hardwick is in there. And
Okay.
yeah, and then the Run the Jewels DJ is in there. Shout out to Trackstar. He was super awesome. Got to talk to him. And this is what I didn't get to tell you. Blue Raspberry was in there. The
What?
singer. Yeah, yeah. So I'll tell you, before I tell you the RZA story, I'll tell you this. I see Blue Raspberry, and I was like, I just went up to her and I was like, listen, I haven't seen you forever. I am so happy you're here. I've been listening to your voice forever. This is
So good.
what you did was so phenomenal. I was like, you killed it. And then I said to her, I was like, I was like, I can't believe they cut off Rainy Days. Like she did the intro. It was
Right.
great, but they didn't do the song. And like,
No,
and
they need that. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, yo, that's one of the greatest, like everybody, like that's. So I said that to her, and she was like, thank you. And yeah, it was it was appreciated. And
Right.
so I was,
Backstage Chronicles.
yeah, so I'm backstage, and I was like, I was nervous, and I was like, I didn't know how I got here, and I was a little like, I was just in like fear mode. I wasn't in love mode. I wasn't talking to them the way I normally do, because Ghostface was in front of me, and then RZA was right beside him, and there's a bunch of people, and I was just like, fuck, man. I was just quiet because I was so nervous that I didn't have any wristbands or anything. And but it's like I should have been there. Like I should have had a wristband. I was
Yeah.
none of them kicked me out. They liked me there. I wasn't some drunk idiot. So so yeah, after a little while, I went up to RZA. I got a picture, but it took me a little too long. So like, Ghostface had left by the time I got the picture with RZA, so I didn't get to talk to Ghostface, and I wish I did. So I miss Ghostface as well, but I got to talk to Omari Hardwick from Power, and I was just like, yo, man, I watch your shows, man. And I was like, yo, I'm a big fan. Like, yo, you're a dope actor. And he was really talking to me. He was like, yo, man, thank you very much. It means a lot. And enough respect to you. So he was cool. And yeah, that was mostly everything. I was like, and then, yeah, when I was leaving, I saw a mall. So shout out to a mall. But man, I was, with the love of hip
It's so
hop.
interesting to me, man, because like you're someone who has met Wu-Tang multiple times, and you've had conversations probably with each and every one of them multiple times, and then it's like the final show, like you made it, like you used your hip hop energy, and the hip hop gods opened the doors and brought you into these spaces that were guarded, and now that you're there, it's just like, oh man. It's wild, man. It's wild how that happens sometimes. You know what I mean? But hey, it's all good though. I'm glad that you were there at least to be in that presence, and you got that dope photo with RZA, and to be in that energy is just phenomenal. But hey, man, next time, just and trust me, that I get like that. A lot of the times as well when I'm in these moments where it's just like everything is so unique and just so like served on a silver platter that you almost are like afraid to like get a plate. It's here. Like the universe is saying, Guan True, go. This is your time now. We got to
That's
listen
exactly.
to it, man. We got to listen to it. Look at that. There we go, man. Sue.
Yeah. So it was dope. It was dope.
No doubt, man.
And
That's what's up.
man. It was really. I woke up with a lot of things in my head. I'm like, yeah, man, I should have said this to him. I should have said that to him. I could have said that. And I was just, that is what I would have normally said, because those guys didn't kick me out, because I've had multiple conversations with them. I've interviewed half of the Wu-Tang Clan, and I've seen all of them in concert more than 10 times.
Yep.
And like, I was coming from a place of fear, because I was like, oh my God, what am I doing in this room? This is so wild. But like, it was love and power and my dedication and my history and and just yes, the alignment of the hip hop gods and the stars for me to be like, yo, man, like you're beyond the fucking wristband, motherfucker. Like, yo, like, yo, it was great, and
Word.
it was so great. Like, yeah, the last thing I will say is, yeah, the show it wasn't the best one because the last tour was actually the best tour as far as visuals and song selection, and Nas was also on it.
Mm.
And like, this one, they said that they were gonna do stuff that they had never done, and to be honest, there was like 2 or 3 songs. Like You God did Gravel Pit, which never happens.
Mm.
Blue Raspberry sang
Wow.
her
Yeah.
Rainy Days, and then she also sang her Method Man chorus.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get on the scene, niggas
No,
respect.
that's fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. But didn't do that song. So, sadly,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there wasn't that. Besides that, it was like the typical, and then it ended with Triumph. I love that
Of
song, but
course.
like
Yeah.
that's how it always ends. So yeah, there wasn't like a lot of brand new stuff that they said. So there was some. And Capadonna didn't even do Winter Wars.
Yeah, that is a little strange to me, like all things considering. But hey, look, no complaints. It's all
Yeah,
good. I
yeah,
did
no,
I did appreciate that they all had the custom Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys on. I thought that was pretty fire. You know what I
that was
mean? When
like,
they came out representing, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope. And to me, like I feel like Wu-Tang was one of the early adopters of like wearing like Canadian jerseys in music videos and whatnot. You know, like I feel like they that has been something that's been going on for quite some time, so it's always nice to see them always been representing, man. But Wu-Tang is still forever, man, and yeah, we're going to continue, man, that legacy. Everything we do is based on those philosophies, so that's why I'm always so big about spaces where children can actually be part of it, right? And like we need that. You know what I'm saying? So big up to Wu-Tang for bringing hip hop and the intergenerational community together. Because to me, that was like one of the most beautiful things to see. It's like, wow, like this whole stadium is packed. And you got like if I had my kids yesterday, they'd be there too. You know what I mean? So you got like people bringing their kids there, and it's truly like an intergenerational vibe, man. I'm here for it, man. That's hip hop. Hip hop is here to stay, man. Let's get it.
you're so right. Like I want to give a quick little shout out to the moment where Riz is like, "Yo, who's born in the 60s and 70s? Some people. Who's born in the 80s? Some people. More people 90s." He's like, "Oh, 90s babies." Shout out. Who's born in the 2000s? I turned around and there's this kid behind me. He's like, "Yeah, me." And I look at him. I was like, "Yeah, kid." I'm like, Wu
It's
Tang.
real, man.
Yeah, like Wu Tang's got albums. They got songs older than you. And like,
Exactly, right.
oh, like I was so happy. Like this kid was like,
Yeah,
"Yo," he was like, I think he was like 19. He's like, "Yo, I'm happy to be here." I was like, "Word up, kid."
that's what we need, man. That's what we need. We got to, bring up that vibe, man, and that's like so beautiful to see because not too many bands or artists, man, can really really do that, So that's what it's up, man.
Word up,
Let's move
billionaire.
on.
You know the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang forever, man. Yeah, man. Bring up to the young generation. Yeah, we can't abandon them. We can't be like, man, these young kids don't know what's going on. Then we just sound like those old heads from back in the day. It's like I'll always say, man, hip hop will give you a pulse of like youth culture, like what is on them hearts and minds of the young people, whether we accept it or not. You know what I mean? It's a gauge. It just spits out truth, non-biased. It's just like this is just what it is. So for us, it's about taking those social cues and doing what we can to, make sure we don't go off the rails, man. Like gotta stay within the parameters.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, man. So, well, what else is there, man? I know you're talking about the Public Enemy albums coming out.
Yo,
Um,
let me take one quick moment. People, yo, old fucking school. I am your friend. I am your friend, and I have a cassette, and I am passing it to you. And this is what I've been rocking in my Walkman for the last 7 days. Motherfucking the new Public Enemy album. It's called Apartment 2025, Black Sky Over the Projects.
Okay.
I so it's just they did a surprise album, just like about a week and a half ago. Chuck is like, "Hey, I'm
Okay.
dropping a new album," like they're like, "Hey, anybody can do that." So I just went and listened to it. It's like 13 songs. It's 40 minutes. It's not too long, not too short. It's not some big thing to take in. Yo, the music is fucking amazing. It is
Mm,
made by, it's got guitars and like there's got multi genres. There's blues in it, rock. There's a little
okay.
electronic. There's hip hop. Like it's made by people who know music. Like
Is it?
there's real songs, real messages. Flavor Flav's rapping on it. He's funny. Like it's just, and you're just listening to it, and you're like, this is like a Public Enemy album from like '93. This is how I felt, where he's like rapping about the shit in the world right now and like saying smart Chuck D observations about things, and you're like, this is what hip hop is supposed to feel like. And I'm not even joking, like the music is so good. Like it sounds like a Beatles album. Like that's the
Oh,
closest thing I can
oh,
say. It's like really rock and funk influenced, and it's just, you're like this. And Chuck and Flavor are like, we're both 65, we're 60 years old, we're
crazy.
old, but like we know what the fuck we're talking about. Like like they just give off so much wisdom. And
Mm,
I can't even, I'll be super duper honest, I was impressed with 12 out of the 13 songs. The very last song, I was like, it wasn't as, I was like, it's a good outro. But from how good the rest of the album was, I
right.
expected, but I was like, 12 out of the 13 is pretty fucking good. And I'm not even joking. Like, it's
I'll
just,
take your word for it, man. I'm gonna tune in and tap in, man. Because
it's just really, and I know people are gonna, the Clips album is dope. I also listen to the Clips album. It's good. It's good. But it's like, honestly, people are gonna sleep on this Public Enemy album, and they shouldn't. So
okay, well, I'm always here for lyricism, and one thing I appreciate about older artists who choose to mature with their message and music is yeah, like like the wisdom that comes with that, like the reflections. I love those interest. I've always been a fan of introspective raps, like as far as I can remember, those types of songs. I remember like songs like Nas's like "Drunk by Myself." You know what I mean? That was on the was on like the bootlegs. And just like those type of reflections. I love that. You know what I mean? And as artists get older, you said like Chuck D and them are like in their 60s, so I expect them to rap like they're in their 60s. You know what I mean? With that wisdom and perspective and like what they're doing. What does life mean? What does health mean at that point? Like I want to hear those insights. So perhaps I can get a glimpse into, the future. So when I'm getting to that space, I'm already thinking about these things before I even get there. And to me, that's the power of music. It's we have our experiences and the things we go through, and it's an opportunity to like bring that wisdom. You know what I mean? That's that knowledge, man. Know the ledge vibes. You feel me? So
a
let's get it.
1000%, G. That's what everything is about. And I promise you, there's so much refreshing wisdom on the album. It's just, I was just very happy with it. Oh man. Oh, there's just, it was just so surprisingly dope. I'm gonna not freak out as much about the Public Enemy album, but I do want to have a quick little shout out to something else that I listened to for a very interesting reason. The new Justin Bieber album is fucking
I heard
good.
about that. I heard like another
Fucking good, man.
surprise drop. Bieber. Okay, so I'm looking at that too.
Fucking good. It's like, it's got, there's no real, it's not even really pop music. Like it's just like R&B, and there's some like futuristic R&B on there, and then there's a couple times where he does like some kind of classic 90s R&B, and it sounds so good. And I'm not even gonna front, the reason I listen to it is because Justin fucking Bieber had the balls to go on the internet and actually type, yo, my album is better than the Clips album. He wrote that. He, like he sent that out. And he's like, and I was like, yo, this kid's got balls to say that. And I listened to it, and I was like, in
It
some
may-
ways it is. In some
Oh,
ways,
good.
it is. Yeah, I mean, on a on an actual, like, as far as I was, Pharrell's got a couple, like, there's like three super classic Pharrell beats on the Clips album. Most
Yeah.
of it's good. One or two of them are like kind of subpar. Three of them are like amazing timeless Pharrell beats. There's a couple of beats on the Justin Bieber album that are better than the best Pharrell beats on the
Okay.
clip. I'm not even gonna front. Like,
I am going to take that in because now I am curious to see what this
I
is all
couldn't
about.
even. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna keep going, but like I will be returning to that Justin Bieber album in like a day or two. There's like 4 or 5 songs on it that I'm like, I'm gonna be playing this shit. And like, not even ironically, like, people are gonna be like, "Are you playing Justin Bieber?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And fuck, whoop. So
That's good,
yeah,
man.
it's,
That's
it's
good,
kind of
man.
wild. It's kind of wild. So yeah, it's yeah, he's not even old, but I've been really, like, he's actually, like, as far as pop stars go, he's kind of like old young pop star, and
Mm.
he's been through a lot of hell. So I'm happy for his. I want him to succeed, and I want everybody who's like older and still dropping music this year to succeed. Slick Rick, Public Enemy, the Clips, even. People are just, the thing about it that I think is really important about these people is they're only being themselves. None of them
Mm.
are following any of the market trends. They're not trying to make some drill or trap record. They're not trying to get like guest vocal from Nicki Minaj or some shit
Hmm.
outside of their lane. They're just like, yo, I'm gonna do what I know how to do. So yeah, that's,
Yeah, man. Okay, okay.
yeah. Shout out to all those musicians out there in the world.
Well, I'm always looking for new music. And for me, like the best time for me to listen to music is either late at night or early in the morning. Like I usually go for like a morning walk or a late stroll, like and kind of vibes. And so I'm gonna be taking in some of this. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would
taking in
love
some
to
of
know
those
what you
vibes.
think. I would love to know what
Yeah,
you think.
yeah.
Mhm.
And to go with the the Clips album, I enjoyed it.
What
To
you
be
think?
honest, like the first listen, like and like the songs didn't hit me right away. Like certain times there's at least like one or two songs that will like stand out to me that I'm like I gotta have this on repeat. Like this is my jam right now. I didn't get that at first, to be honest, and I'm a big Clips fan. Like I like their style, like, but also just like what they stand for, like how they position themselves. Like rooted in like loyalty and to a fault. There's a certain kind of way how they maneuver, which I think is great. But yeah, like there's definitely songs that I definitely felt, and then the second listen, I started dipping more into like the lyrics, and I'm like, okay, it's slowly getting a lot better than my first listen. Like then I'm like, okay, man, this is what's up, and you know, um, yeah, in terms of like lyricism and just the way how they tackle, like personal issues or things that's happening within their lives and doing it in such a creative way. I've always appreciated that, like No Malice's verse talking about, finding his father, died and, in his kitchen. And these are like realities that happen in human experience, so, and I'm like, how many rappers have like gone there and like really spoke about that, like that level, like vulnerability, like this is real life. Yeah, things that happen in the streets is real too, but when you get to a certain age, like this is the reality of like what happens when you have like an elderly parent or things shift all of a sudden, like these are very real scenarios, and I like that kind of like reality, where it's not too far into this space of like illusion or just of a social economic bracket. It's like anybody can get that experience, so I like that. I like
Word.
that.
Say word. I saw a little interview clip that he did where he was talking about it, and he had said that he found both of his parents. Like,
Like that.
I was like, and like for some reason, I didn't fully take it in. I don't know why he only spoke about the dad part, but like he was like, yeah, I found both of my parents dead together. And then he had said he goes, the Lord had just taken over. He's like, everything I did after that was just like this divine energy comes in, and he had just this profound thing where it's just like, most people won't even have an experience that deep because
Yeah.
like yo, like what kind of next level memory is that? Like that is just wow. But
Yeah,
yeah, he said some just powerful life stuff, and it was just like he was just talking about how it had informed his faith going forward from there. It's like, yeah, bro, yeah, man, you like,
that makes sense. So would it be fair to say like that, like when Malice, shifted to No Malice and really went on that because I also liked his like Christian themed albums as well. Like I thought they were really hard. You know what I'm saying? In terms of bars and just like reflections and introspection and whatnot. Um, what was that album like created like during that time? Like that was kind of the catalyst for that. Is that like what, or
I'm
was that, or
not
was he
sure.
already on that
Yeah, I'm
path?
not sure about the timeline, but yeah, yeah. I just know I just saw him say that, and I just thought it was a really powerful confession because that's just those guys don't Pusha T obviously talks about a lot of coke, but he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't really bring you much detail, and you don't really know much about his life. He's not like Eminem or there's other rappers who like rap about
No,
their
no, he's
personal,
yeah, he's definitely
he's
yeah, he's
pretty.
definitely private. Like Malice is more like you get more insight through Malice, and when he changed over to doing more of like the Christian led music, and then he was like kind of like talking about how throughout his whole career he always had this like tug of war between the good and evil side or whatever, and um and then when he mentioned that, and I started going back to his lyrics. Like you can hear like the remnants of it. Like there's little clues of him dealing with this like internal like dilemma, or him like knowing that he should be doing better, but then he's not, and then speaking about that and reflecting. Like those are clues throughout his whole entire like career, which I thought was really really powerful. And anyways, like I said, like I'm just a big fan of like those type of reflections. I like to hear about the internal conflict and dilemma, or when things went wrong that you thought was going to go right, and then somehow you figured it out, and now you have a lesson, or maybe it was a blessing. Who knows? Like I love all those intercomplexities, in music. So yeah, man.
You're right.
Big up
You're right.
Alice. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Those. Yeah, yeah. I like the album too. I thought it was solid. I I gotta think about like how I would place it in the context of the other three albums. Or yeah, they have four albums in total now. So yeah, I'm like I don't know if it's my favorite out of all of them, but it's I'm just thinking about it. You know, I think maybe the first or second might still be my favorite Clips album, but they're all pretty good. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree. Like I go between like the first three albums. But the one that I would say that I default to the most, just like when I say like I want to listen to a random clip song, and it's the second album, the Hell Hath No Fury.
hmm,
Like that sound, you know what I mean? Like they really brought it home in terms of like when I think of that classic Pharrell Neptune's Clips like sound. That's like those like odd beats that like at first you hear it, you're like, I don't know if I like this beat, and then later
yeah,
on you're just like, yo, this slaps.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like
That
some of
was
them are just strange. They're just strange. It's like, I don't know yet. But then it's like, okay, now once you get the hang of it, you're like, all right, man, this is good.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Cool, man.
yeah, yeah.
Well, what
So
else is on your radar? I know we got Scratch Bassett, barbecue coming up, not this weekend coming, but the following. And
true, true.
that should be pretty live. I've seen footage of it every year. It looks pretty on point.
Yep, as
Anything coming
usual.
up like this week?
Mm, I don't know if anything else happening this week. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know if there's any hip hop stuff there. I don't even know if they've announced Beer Fest as yet, but Beer
Beer
Fest.
Fest is always the vibe.
Yep, yep,
No
that's
doubt.
fine. Ice Cube was supposed to come in mid-August, and then there's
Oh,
also the Alchemist and Erica Badu coming in August.
saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple little random shows. Feel like I don't know who else is popping, but it's summertime.
Okay. Hey, man. Well, we are definitely going to be getting as much as we possibly can. So I'm ready for it, man. Yeah, man. All right. Well, I guess we can sign off like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Caravana's coming up. I'm so curious about OVO Fest. I know that Vibes Cartel is going to be in Toronto. I'm trying to think, like, what else can he do that has not been done before? I just figured it out. Okay. Here is another prediction. And this hasn't been done, at least not to my knowledge. I do believe they did do like a song together, but I don't believe they performed on the same stage. It would be amazing if Drizzy Drake, man, for OVO Fest, not only brings out Vibes Cartel, but brings them out with Movado.
Nuts.
That would be crazy. And have them do almost like this would be sick. Like almost like a mini like verses. Not their like crazy battle tracks towards each other, but just some of their biggest songs, you know what I mean, that everybody like loves, and a little back and forth kind of, you know what I mean, like kind of bring that like sound, that reggae sound clash energy for a quick second, you know what I mean, maybe like a little click glimpse. I mean, it is Caravana after all, right? So bringing in that sound clash kind of energy, Vibes Cartel and Movado on stage, hand in hand with their hands up, being like, yo, yo, I think
crazy.
I'm trying to think like what else can he do that's like epic, and Drake only does epic, you know what I mean? So I think that's the only thing that if anybody can pull it off, it would be him. And I think Toronto Caravana in that moment in time would be epic. You know what I'm saying? On every level, people will be talking about it. It will just be good for the culture on every level. And quite frankly, I think that's like a crazy concert that people would love to see. Vibes Cartel and Movado on tour together? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yo, come on. It's a no-brainer, man. It's no-brainer.
Yo.
Just saying.
Yeah,
and they're performing all their hits. It should literally be like a versus battle type of like thing where they just back and forth sound clash. I'm telling you, the audience will go nuts for that. I'm just saying that's free, man. That's a free. Yo, that's alley oop, man. Just that's it, man.
Sick. Yo, for real, that's a possibility.
Yeah, biggest reggae concert of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be that for no doubt.
Yeah, man, make it happen. Come on, OVO, all the mandem, make it happen, yo. Movado, Vibes Cartel, one time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
For real. Oh shit!
I mean,
hold on, my computer's dying.
Oh, okay. Well, we about to sign off just now, man. So we're gonna leave it like that, you know, on a higher note. Next week, I'm sure we'll have some updates with more things coming up. Keeping cool with some Toronto news. Well, last thing I'll say this, in terms of like the UK, so, you know, top 5 artists from Toronto that is known for social media antics. I also heard word that he got stabbed out in the UK. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing life threatening. This is a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that's happening around in the city, man, and elsewhere. And we just got to be, you know what I'm saying? We got to bring a different kind of energy, yo. So I just want to say that. And yeah, we'll just end it off like that, man. So that's how we do, man. Reminisce Show every Tuesday, carrying the tradition of St. Kofa, because, you know, we got to go back and collect what we forgot. Man, I go by Logic, and I'm here with the one and only.
I'm Ben the Supreme. One love to all y'all.
That's it, man. And we're going to continue, man, to bring you our perspectives, our opinions, our knowledge, our wisdom right here, man, every Tuesday, man. So peace to everyone who tapped